I lit my last candle, and something exhaled on my neck. That night, the small village was swallowed by darkness. For nearly a week, the power had been out without explanation. At first, the villagers lit oil lamps, torches, even piles of dry wood in their yards. But as the days passed, hope drained away. Supplies of candles ran out one by one, leaving the homes drowned in hostile blackness. At the very edge of the village stood an old wooden house. Inside, a woman named Jane sat shivering. Ero madenti, seen a trace of electricity for days. She had saved only one thing, a single last candle, hidden away in her drawer since the very first night of the blackout. Her hands trembled as she struck a match. The small crackle echoed through the silence. A flame flared, catching on the wick. A weak, yellow glow filled the room. Jane breathed out in relief until something happened. A cold exhale brushed against the back of her neck. Jane froze. She turned quickly, but the room behind her was empty. Nothing but darkness, creeping at the edges of the candlelight. Then, the flame began to act strangely. It no longer stood upright. It trembled, then leaned upward, as if pulled toward the ceiling. With a pounding heart, Jane tilted her head back. And there it was, a figure hanging upside down from the ceiling. Its eyes were wide open, its skin pale, its hair dangling so close it nearly touched her shoulders. Jane couldn't move. The candle shook in her hand, the only fragile barrier between her and the thing above. The figure didn't stay still, it began to creep lower, joints stretching, neck bending unnaturally. Every movement was accompanied by a sound like straining rope and the wheeze of lungs that hadn't breathed for years. Jane wanted to scream, but her voice was trapped in her throat. She staggered backward, the chair scraping loudly against the floor. The candle almost slipped from her grip, but she clutched it tighter. She knew if the flame died, she would be left in total darkness. The villagers had whispered of this. In the nights before, Jane had overheard them. They spoke of something that lived in the dark, something that couldn't stand light. Many had vanished during the blackout, leaving behind houses with doors left ajar, belongings untouched. No signs of struggle, just silence. Now Jane understood. Her candle burned quickly, wax dripping hot against her fingers. She ignored the pain. The figure hung lower, its face almost touching the flame. And even though the light should have cast its features into shadow, Jane saw it clearly as if the candle was illuminating nothing else but that monstrous face. Then came another sound. From outside, dragging footsteps. Jane turned to the window. In the faint glow, she saw shapes gathering in the yard. Dozens of them. Maybe more. Standing stiff, faces pale, eyes blank, staring directly at her. They were the missing villagers. Jane's breath hitched, chest rising and falling too fast. Her eyes darted back to the candle, the flame sputtering smaller and smaller. Each time it dimmed, the figure above her became more solid, more alive. When the wick was almost gone, she heard it rasping, wet, broken words. When the light dies, you'll join us. The candle went out. Darkness. Silence. Then, a single scream, cut off too soon. By morning, Jane's house stood empty. The door hung open. On the wooden floor lay only the melted remains of a candle, hardened into a small, perfect circle. And if anyone dared to stand outside that house at night, staring at the window, they might see it, a figure clinging to the ceiling, upside down, staring out, waiting for someone to light another candle. If you enjoyed this horror story, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment so this channel can continue bringing you more terrifying tales.